y'all already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost nothing for you to hit that like button. Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men just like the one who took his life. That young man, on the cross, our Savior said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." That man, that young man, I forgive him. I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies and love for those who persecute us.
Now, it's a little bit confusing to me with Charlie Kirk's wife saying that she forgive the young man that was accused of turning Charlie Kirk's TV off, rocking his snot box, canceling his cable, sending him to the crossroads where he won't be lonely. What's puzzling to me about this is that Candace Owens, if y'all been paying attention, she has ripped and shredded this whole case to pieces, to the whole point that 99.9% of the people in America don't believe that young boy did that.
Something is not right. Nothing we are being told is true. And the strangest thing is that Pam Bondi, who is a complete loser and a tool, is trying to use the assassination of Charlie Kirk to lay the groundwork for hate speech laws in America. The very thing that Charlie was fighting against. They all just got right to work trying to pass laws. Well, Charlie Kirk is such, now we got hate speech is something. Exactly what he's messaging me about that he doesn't want to happen. They're trying to use his death to justify. Listen to what Pam Bondi said to Katie Miller on her podcast. Take a listen.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech.
No.
And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle.
So to be clear, that's the feds telling you that they want to pass speech laws, which will basically just give them the full power to go after you for wrongthink. Okay? And they're doing it in the most disturbing way ever by going after Charlie Kirk's legacy and using his assassination to say, oh, well, now we've got to get hate speech done, which, by the way, who was the person and the leader who said that he was passing laws against speech in America? That was Bibi Netanyahu, okay? Years ago, on record, saying that he was working with the government of America, and any person that criticized Israel would find themselves on the wrong side of the law, okay? You can find that clip of him saying that. And now what's happening? Well, we have an occupied administration. There's no question. Trump is occupied by Zionists, okay? He's completely impotent. He's completely powerless. He cannot say anything that goes against Israel or Bibi Netanyahu. He's letting them do whatever they want. No pushback whatsoever. It's very clear Bibi is in control, and his administration is saying that. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But this was the plan, okay? This was the plan. And
what I got to put it in subtitles or something? Nobody believes the story.
Well, hello, America. So, hanging out with my beautiful wife tonight. It's a beautiful wife.
Hello.
So, baby, breaking news.
What?
The coroner just announced that Charlie Kirk, even in death, is a miracle man and a hero. Do you know why?
He stopped the bullet and it didn't hit anybody else?
Because he stopped the bullet and it didn't hit anybody else. Hold the sparkles. Now, I don't know what video y'all were watching the day he was shot, but you could clearly see the exit wound out of his neck. And last time I checked, there were no bones in this area of the neck where the bullet exited. Now, let's just, for talk's sake, say, okay. Trajectory of the bullet, it got in, it got stuck, it hit a bone and it stuck in a bone. Hey, babe, you remember that time that you shot a bear?
Yeah.
With your .243?
Yeah.
Which is a lot smaller than a 30-06?
Yep.
What did it do to the bone?
It demolished it.
Okay. Hey, babe,
Yeah.
do you remember that time you shot an elk
Yeah.
with your .243?
Yeah.
And it hit the bone? What did it do?
Did it?
So a .243 rifle, and by the way, both shots, she was about 150 to 200 yards away, absolutely obliterated a bear and an elk bone part. And you're telling me that a 30-06 shot about the same distance into a man in his neck area miraculously somehow stopped the bone, or stopped the bullet in the bone, and it didn't come out?
It didn't hit any bone. It hit the side of his neck.
No. It hit the bone. The coroner said. The government said. They couldn't be lying to us. Tell me rifles without telling me.
I mean, even when it boils down to the rifle that was used, the bullet, I'm not going to sit up here in front like I'm one of those guys that be going hunting with the long rifles and I know exactly what that 30-06 to do. But me listening to the professionals?
Well, hello, America. So, I know I said I was done. Watch this.
Oh, this giant thing that's wrapped in a towel? It's a pool cue, a guitar science project. It's a psychological operation to see if people really believe what the FBI say, but it's definitely not a rifle. Do they really think that we're that? There's going to be no videos of this guy walking around with this in a towel, or in a backpack that doesn't fit, or down his fucking. This is my shortest rifle, okay? We're not stupid.
Hold the sparkles. What do you want me to do? I mean, I've been saying it for a week and a half, and y'all are telling me I'm a conspiracy theorist. So here's video proof of other. What else? Please, come in my comments. Tell me I'm wrong. I can't help you if you can't see this. This is why the government thinks we're stupid. Is because there are people buying it that, oh, it's white bread. White bread did it. Another piece of proof that white bread couldn't. Just fucking saying. Ooh.
Everybody's saying something just ain't right. Something ain't right. Now, normally I would have been off of this Charlie Kirk situation because I ain't really rock with the dude like that. And I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm one of his fans because I'm not. But the racial tension, the animosity that somehow, even still, everybody know the higher ups, the elitists behind what happened to Charlie Kirk. But could you explain to me, how did it become a black and white thing?
First of all, that situation in Cincinnati, if it was vice versa, cities would burn. And it also speaks volumes that you need 15 mother beat down one white dude and his wife. The only people who behave like that do so out of fear. And you speak that we're going to learn our place in the food chain? 13% is going to tell us where we sit in the food chain. Everybody wants to act like white people the problem. If white people were the problem, you know it. And there's nothing you could do about it. Trust me, society sees where the problem is. And it's not white people. It's this ghetto fatigue. So I'm telling you now, you need to stand down, quit acting like a good little puppet for the and quit trying to start a race war you can't. I love all of you. I'm your Huckleberry.
Could you explain to me why so many black young men is being found hung all around the country? I've watched video after video after video of colonizers talking down on black people, calling us the worst of names, telling us to stop begging, get a job.
These black people are really struggling, and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. And, you know, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare. And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative. Most people's interactions with black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder. And you say, what the f***? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane, and, you know, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society. Like, that's their interaction is they are a waiter, and they wait on a black table, and the black people don't tip. Like, that's most people's interactions. It's stuff like that. They go to the DMV, and they see a black person behind the counter, and they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude. That people don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect. And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say? If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people. It doesn't take a lot of them to spoil the whole bunch like that. And we just want black people to take accountability. And I'm not a bad person. It just seems that every time I encounter you people, for the most part, it's negative. And sometimes extremely negative, like I could get a gun in my face. You know, that's a problem. And people go, well, you are just loaded up with hatred and racism. It's like, I'm really not. I'm a really friendly person. I'm a really polite, friendly person. I give everybody a chance. But if I'm someplace and I see some black person walking in with their pants sagging and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive and I'm in fear for my life, like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that. And these black people go, well, you're racist. You're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. It just bothers me in this damn. That's all it is in Chicago, is just these black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
Degrading us. And I'm like, was this all part of the plan? To use Charlie Kirk's death to start a civil war, aka a race war? I just need for everybody, all of the people of the sun, to understand that there's a lot going on in this country. There's a lot of topics that I didn't even touch on yet. You know, they go to shut down what is called alligator Alcatraz. And the inmates was misplaced. The inmates, they just disappeared. Now, out of curiosity, so the inmates disappeared, and there's rumors of bodies with handcuffs floating in ocean waters. Could that just so happen to be? I'm just asking. I don't know what's going on, just like y'all don't know what's going on. But I do know something just ain't right. Something ain't right. And I'm not trying to preach fear, but you should be afraid. Because people are going out to work, to the gym, to go get groceries, and they're not making it back home. And then when I sit back and I reflect on alligator Alcatraz, this is what they decide to name this place where your captives are being held. And then I think back as Christianity rises again in America, back to being in church, because you know I was raised up under that good old Bible. And thinking back to when it used to be hot in church and fanning myself with the fan, with the black babies being fed to the alligators. Flashbacks. I'm seeing so many of these colonizers talking about that good old Christianity, and some of them even having the audacity to have the problem with there being a Muslim mayor in New York. Do you see the damage that's being caused? The damage that's being caused all around the world under the tree branch of Christianity and Judaism. And y'all talking about one little mayor that has no power. He's not even the mayor yet. The nerve of you people. This is why a lot of people today don't deal with religion. Because it be the people of the book, the people that say they believe in God, that does the most devilish acts. But y'all stay tuned. Because it's too much for me to say in this one video. I will be going live tonight. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. And pay attention to your circle before they hurt you.